many of us, especially, as we get a little older, the whole idea of strength training can feel incredibly intimidating.
Oh, absolutely.
You walk into a gym and you hear terms like go to failure or lift as much as you can. And honestly, if your joints are maybe aching a bit or you haven't worked out in years, it just feels overwhelming.
It really does. And it's such a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that intimidation factor, it's so strong, it pushes people away from something that could genuinely transform their quality of life.
Totally. It often leads to just giving up on something that's actually really crucial for long-term health and staying independent.
Exactly. But what if I told you there's a much simpler, much smarter way to approach it?
Okay, I'm listening.
So today we're doing a deep dive into two incredibly powerful, yet surprisingly simple methods. These can completely change how you think about strength training.
Simple sounds good. What are they?
We're basically going to hand you two essential tools for that journey. First, the 3-rep max quick check. Think of that as your roadmap, showing you exactly where you should start.
A roadmap.
And
right.
second, the rate of perceived exertion, or RPE. That's your personal compass for navigating each workout as you go.
I love that framing. A roadmap and a compass. That makes it sound much less daunting already.
All right.
So our mission here is to show you how these aren't just some obscure gym terms, but actual practical strategies. Things you can use to build strength, build confidence, without that fear of injury or feeling defeated.
Precisely.
It really sounds like these tools are designed to make strength training safe, effective, and maybe even enjoyable. For anyone, really, no matter their age or where they're starting from.
That's exactly the goal. Look, we understand why strength training feels scary for many people, especially younger adults.
Yeah.
It's the intimidation, definitely. It's the confusion from all the conflicting advice out there.
Oh, for sure.
The genuine fear of getting hurt. And those, frankly, overwhelming instructions like go to failure, often not helpful at all.
Right. So what's the secret sauce then?
Well, here's the core idea. Strength training just doesn't have to be that way. The secret, really, it lies in using this 3-rep max quick check and the RPE scale together.
Okay.
Because when you combine them, they allow you to safely and intelligently build strength at your own pace.
All right, let's pull out that roadmap first then. The 3-rep max quick check. For someone who feels intimidated just thinking about lifting heavy, what's the big difference here? What makes this method more approachable and crucially safer, especially if you haven't lifted in years? How does it change things from those old 1-rep max tests?
That's a really key distinction. The traditional 1-rep max, where you try to lift the absolute heaviest weight you possibly can just once.
Yeah, sounds intense.
It is. And it can put excessive strain on joints, on tendons, even on your blood pressure. For someone who's older or maybe hasn't trained in a while, it significantly bumps up the risk of injury, particularly if, their form breaks down under that maximal load.
Which it probably would.
Very likely. Now, the real genius of the 3-rep max quick check isn't just that it helps prevent injury. It fundamentally changes your mindset about the whole thing.
How so?
It's not this big one-off test of raw power. It's more like a continuous self-correcting feedback loop with your own body.
Okay, a feedback loop.
Yeah, it's about building intelligence into your training, not just building muscle blindly.
That makes so much more sense. So it's less like a punishing final exam and more like a quick self-assessment along the way. That feels way less intimidating.
Exactly.
So how do we actually do this quick check? Walk us through it.
It's surprisingly straightforward. You start with a weight that feels genuinely light for whatever exercise you're doing, something you can handle easily.
Okay, start light. Got it.
Then you just perform 3 slow, steady, controlled repetitions. Good form is key.
3 reps. Slow and steady.
Right. And after those 3 reps, you pause and ask yourself the key question. Could I do 10 reps with this weight?
Okay, so it's about projecting forward.
Exactly. Now, if your honest answer is yes, easily, well, that weight is too light for effective training right now.
Makes sense.
So you'd add just a little more weight, not a huge jump, and then you try the 3-rep quick check again.
Okay. What if it's not easy?
If you answer yes, but it would take some effort, you've likely found your sweet spot. That's probably your good starting training weight for that exercise today.
Sweet spot. Found it. And if the answer is just no?
Simple. That weight is too heavy for today. Reduce it a bit, maybe go back to the previous weight you tried.
Gotcha.
The whole goal here is to find that weight where, after 3 controlled reps, it feels challenging, but you can still honestly imagine doing maybe 8 to 10 reps total, even though you're not actually going to push yourself that far in the check itself.
Right. You're stopping after 3, but gauging the potential.
Precisely. That's your safe, effective starting point. This quick check, it strategically points you to that optimal starting zone, and it prevents wasted effort on weights that are too light or potential setbacks from starting too heavy.
Okay, that roadmap metaphor is really clicking now. It gets you into the right territory.
Exactly.
So once we've used the 3-rep max to sort of establish our starting point,
Sure.
now how do we use that compass you mentioned, the rate of perceived exertion, or RPE? How does that guide us during the workout itself?
Right, so the RPE scale is your immediate internal feedback system for each set you do.
Internal feedback.
Okay. It's really just a simple way to rate how hard a set felt after you've just completed it. You rate it on a scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Yeah. Think of it like tuning into your body's signals, almost like giving your muscles a voice to tell you how hard that specific effort was.
Okay, so a 1 on this RPE scale would mean like absolutely no effort.
Pretty much, like sitting in a chair.
And a 10 would be?
Maximum possible effort. Like you absolutely could not have done even one more repetition no matter what. Complete failure.
Got it. Can you give us maybe some real-world examples to help us kind of nail down what those middle numbers feel like?
Absolutely. Let's try. So maybe just walking slowly on perfectly flat ground. That might feel like an RPE of 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Barely noticeable effort.
Okay.
Carrying an empty grocery bag. Maybe that bumps up to a 3 or 4. You feel it, but it's easy.
All right.
Climbing a single flight of stairs at a normal pace. That might land around an RPE of 5 for many people. Moderate effort.
Okay, starting to get a feel for it. What about higher up?
Now, think about lifting a really heavy suitcase into the trunk of your car. That exertion, that strain, that could easily be an RPE of 8 or maybe even 9. A very hard effort.
Yeah, okay, I can picture that. So where should we be aiming when we're actually doing our strength training sets?
Good question.
Yeah.
For most people, especially seniors starting out or focusing on health and function, the sweet spot is aiming for an RPE of 6 or 7 after most working sets.
RPE 6 or 7. So not maximum effort, but definitely not easy either. What does that specifically feel like during a set of, say, squats or presses?
Right. At an RPE 6 or 7, the set feels challenging. You're definitely aware you're working. You're probably breathing noticeably harder. Your muscles feel engaged. They're working. But, and this is key, you feel like you could still do maybe 2 or 3 more reps if you absolutely had to push it.
Ah, so you have a couple reps in reserve.
Exactly. That's a great way to think about it. Maybe 2 to 4 reps left in the tank. Now, this isn't just about how it feels, subjectively. Physiologically, this RPE 6-7 zone is often the sweet spot.
Oh, so.
You're sending your muscles a clear signal that they need to adapt and get stronger, that growth-stimulating signal, but you're doing it without pushing into excessive fatigue. That deep fatigue can really hamper recovery, especially as we get older.
Right, recovery is huge.
It's crucial.
Yeah.
So RPE 6-7 is often the maximum effective dose of effort, without the major downside of prolonged recovery time or increased injury risk from going to failure constantly.
Okay, so how do we use this RPE rating to adjust things? Let's say I finish a set and I think, that felt like a 5.
If it felt like a 5, or you realize you could have easily done 5 or more extra reps, the weight you used for that set was likely too light. Next time, or even for the next set, you might consider adding a little weight.
Makes sense. And if I finish and think, whoa, that was a 9 or 10, I barely got that last rep.
Then that weight was too heavy for that set today. You couldn't have done even 1 more rep. That means you should probably reduce the weight for the next set to bring the effort back down into that target 6 or 7 RPE range.
This is fascinating. It's like real-time adjustment. So just to tie it together, the 3-rep max gets us in the right neighborhood for our starting weight.
Yep, finds your starting point.
And then the RPE scale helps us fine-tune the effort level on the fly for basically every single working set we do.
Precisely. That's the beauty of it, the synergy between the two.
Yep.
The 3-rep max helps you figure out that initial safe starting weight without overdoing it right from the get-go. No guesswork, no overly heavy lifts on day 1.
Right.
And then RPE helps you calibrate your effort every single time you train. And this part is so important because, well, how you feel changes day to day, right?
Oh, absolutely. Sleep, stress, nutrition, it all impacts things.
Exactly. Your energy levels, your actual strength on a given day, how well you've recovered, it all fluctuates. With the 3-rep max check initially, and then RPE for every set, you're not locked into some rigid weight or intensity.
You're adapting.
You're adapting based on your body's actual signals in that moment, which is absolutely critical for long-term consistency, for safety, and for making steady progress.
Yeah.
It's really about building an intelligent, ongoing conversation with your body.
That adaptability seems key. Okay, so we've laid out how to approach strength training more smartly. using these tools. But let's shift gears a bit now to the powerful why. Why is this kind of thoughtful, adaptable training not just, a nice extra, but truly vital, especially as we age? You mentioned it ties into something called sarcopenia.
It really does. And this is so important for everyone to understand. As we age, it's a natural process that we begin to lose muscle mass and muscle function. That process is called sarcopenia.
Sarcopenia, okay.
And it can actually begin, believe it or not, as early as your 40s. It's often very gradual at first. You might not even notice it.
Wow, that early.
It can be. And the sort of insidious impact of sarcopenia is that by the time you're in your 60s or 70s, this cumulative loss of muscle can lead to really noticeable changes in daily life.
Like what specifically?
Things like a slower walking speed, finding it genuinely difficult to get up out of a chair without using your arm.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And critically, a significantly greater risk of falls, which can have devastating consequences.
Absolutely. Falls are a huge concern.
But, and this is the crucial part, the really empowering news, your body, at any age, retains an incredible capacity to respond to strength training. It can rebuild muscle. It can adapt.
So it's not inevitable decline.
Not at all. Strength training isn't just about slowing down that decline.
Yeah.
For many people, it can actively reverse some of that muscle loss. It is, without doubt, the single most effective way we know to fight back against sarcopenia.
That is powerful. And it really brings home the real insight here, doesn't it? It's not just about, lifting bigger numbers in the gym or looking more muscular.
Right. Those can be side benefits, but the core value is function.
It's about the real-world benefits.
Yeah.
How consistent strength training makes those everyday tasks, like, climbing stairs without getting winded, carrying the groceries in from the car, or even being able to get up easily if you happen to kneel or sit on the floor.
Playing with grandkids on the floor.
Exactly. It makes all that stuff much, much easier. It really builds that strong foundation for living well, for staying mobile and independent, and just feeling confident and capable in your own body.
Couldn't have said it better. And the great news is, you really don't need super complicated routines or fancy, expensive equipment to get started and see these benefits.
Right. Keep it simple.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Simple exercises focusing on fundamental movement patterns are incredibly effective. We're talking about things like squats, maybe modified to a chair squat at first, or leg presses if you have access to a machine. Those strengthen your whole lower body.
Okay, lower body covered. What else?
Then maybe some kind of chest press, either with dumbbells, resistance band, or a machine. Something like a seated row exercise for your back muscles.
Right.
Crucial for posture.
Right, gotta have good posture.
An overhead press for your shoulders, maybe seated at first. And then some simple stuff for the arms, like bicep curls or tricep pushdowns. Basic fundamental movements.
That sounds manageable, just a handful of key exercises.
That's often all you need to start. And using the 3-rep max quick check to find your starting weight for each of those, and then the RPE scale to guide your effort on each set. That ensures these fundamental exercises challenge you enough to stimulate change, but without overwhelming you or making you feel unsafe.
It brings it all together.
Exactly. And let's just reiterate the goal here. It's not about maxing out every time. It's not about chasing the absolute heaviest weight possible.
No ego lifting.
Precisely. It's about achieving sustainable, consistent gains in strength and function. Gains that translate directly into a better quality of life, more independence, more confidence for years and years to come.
That's a much more motivating goal, I think, for a lot of people. So as we wrap up this deep dive, hopefully we've really shown you that strength training, especially as you get older, doesn't have to be about fear or injury.
Not at all.
It's truly about empowering yourself with some simple, effective tools. With that 3-rep max quick check as your roadmap.
Finding where to start.
And the RPE scale as your compass.
Guiding your effort each day.
You really have everything you need to train in a way that feels safe, that feels effective, and honestly feels genuinely encouraging.
Absolutely. So our actionable advice for you, the listener, is this. The very next time you step into the gym, or maybe just into your living room for a home workout, remember to start light.
Always start light.
Try that 3-rep max quick check for a given exercise to find your sensible starting point for the day. Then, after each set you perform, take just a moment to tune in and use that RPE scale rate, how hard that set felt, 1 to 10.
Be honest with yourself.
Be honest. You'll instantly know exactly how hard you worked, and you'll know if you're training right in that sweet spot, that RPE 6-7 zone, where real sustainable strength gains happen safely.
It puts you in control. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Think about how regaining some strength and confidence might not just change your physical abilities, making stairs easier or carrying things simpler, but also how might that open up entirely new opportunities, maybe for connection with family, for adventures, just for engaging more fully in your daily life.
That's the real prize, isn't it?
It really is. Remember, it's that consistency, guided by these smart tools, not necessarily gut-busting intensity, that will truly keep you strong and capable for years to come.